Alright, so we got two new sleds, or this one's brand new, this one's new to Ethan, and don't know what the rider's weight was before on Ethan's sled, and this one is just set to the softest setting on Dakota's. So we're going to set both of our sleds up here for their specific weight. So basically what you want to do is get your sled sitting on a flat level surface, pick it up, kind of let it do its thing, and you're going to measure from the ground. Pick a point, but just wherever you pick, make sure you pick the exact same spot later on. So I'm going to pick off the bottom of this link bracket just because it's a nice number at 26 1/4. So then we'll get Dakota to sit on his sled, and basically you don't want that to drop more than 2 to 3 inches. So sit on there. I'd maybe say we should probably turn that up to the next setting and test it again. And then if you look under here, there's these little dials or whatever you want to call them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 settings, 5 settings on your springs here. Grab the tool that comes with your sled, turn it to the next setting. There's one on the other side as well. You need to do the same thing on the other side.
I'd go 2. I'd go 2.
I'm gonna go 2.
Okay.
Just because I'm thick.
Thicker than a snake.
That's 3. That's at number 3. Oh, back that one. Okay. Please.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna double check, just make sure it's the same. Okay, so now we're at 26 7/8. And we're like 23 7/8.
It's 3 inches.
So it's not really changing. So we'll crank it again.
If you're a heavier person, you're probably going to want to run this up to 3 or 4.
This will be at setting number 4 now.
And if you're a lighter guy, maybe you want it on setting number 2. If you're carrying a full jerry can of fuel,
That's also,
again,
yeah.
if you're factoring that in, you might want it a little higher. And we're just going with some rough numbers here. We're taking this sled out next week for the first time. We're running out to Quebec. And we'll see how it goes, and we might just adjust it on the side of the trail.
26 7/8 again.
It might just be what it stay.
No, we're 24 3/8 now.
There we go. That's 2 inches.
There we go. That's in between the
So we'll
two.
stay with that. We
Yeah.
may adjust
Start
it
there.
depending on terrain and whatnot, but that's what we're gonna start with.
Okay. Now
Up
we'll
here
do
at the front.
I don't know how these got moved.
Hopefully that works for his shocks. Should just be able to grab one. Oh no, you gotta go the other way. Probably click number 3 for his weight.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and if that's too stiff, we'll dial it back.
You can also use these to tell that rubber stop should slide up. I can't get it up, but it should slide up.
Yeah, put it
you
up,
can-
and if you find out that that's bottoming out, put it all the way up to the top of your shock. If you find it's like, ride it for a bit. If you see it all the way down, like, you know you're bottoming out. So then crank it up a bit more and adjust your spring tension.
A good way to feel it, what I noticed with my sled, is with the front shocks, what I do is I'd tighten them up and I'd do a wheelie and I'd come down on more of a harder surface rather than on the powder. And depending on how my wrists felt, that was how I figured if I wanted to tighten it up a little more. And I have a links little bit different, but I put it to click number 3, line number 3 of 5, and I found that worked for me. I'm about 210 pounds.
Okay. So now we're gonna go to Ethan's sled. Do the same thing. We'll pick a point off his sled here. And I'll do a link bracket again, just because it's an easy number. And it's 26 and a half.
Oh, we're almost same measurement.
We'll get him to sit on its sled again. Sit down. And now we are 23 and 3/4. So it's going to need to get
3
turned up
1/4
one.
moved. Same thing as the Summit we just had at the first part of this video. You're just going to turn those little blocks underneath.
What's that at now?
2.
Just turn that to 2.
Okay, now we'll do the same thing again.
When you sit down, don't plop. Just rest this time.
Yeah, just gently sit. Okay, so we are 26 and 5/8 now. And then that only dropped to 25 and, well, 25.
That works.
Yeah, that should be good.
Once he puts a little bit of fuel in that
Yeah.
as well, that jerry can's empty.
Oh, it's not
Yeah.
full?
No.
I
Backpack's
purposely
empty.
filled mine up for the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and backpack's empty.
Because 9 times out of 10,
It's
it's
got a
things are
little
going to be
weight.
full anyway.
Another thing we're going to do up front here, the springs are slightly different. We're just going to leave this in its current position, and we're just going to dial the clickers back. We're going to set them to where he thinks they should be by rocking the sled a little bit. And then when riding, if he doesn't like how it's controlling, how it's handling, maybe the suspension's collapsing a little too fast, we'll adjust the piggybacks. And if it's still a spring tension problem, you would just take your little suspension adjusting tool here and you kind of hook it on like so. Oh, piggyback's in the way. Anyways, you're going to hook it on and you should be able to push this one way or the other to tighten or loosen your spring tension. But we're going to leave this as it is for now because it seems to be okay for him.
So that was just a quick in the garage adjustment of suspension. Hope that helps. Now we might be adjusting when we're riding. You might be as well. This is just get it close. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Tune back in with Quebec videos coming soon.